All right, what's up, YouTube? I got this bad boy tacked in. Here's the bell crank pivot mount. I tacked it in the first time, and I ordered these two different heights when I CAD'd them because of this big step here from the frame to the frame. Probably need to actually weld that better. Factory welds are terrible. And the step on this side was significantly smaller, so when I first put it in there, I didn't like how far away it was, and I didn't feel comfortable welding that gap. And this welder can only do up to 3/16. Mind you, the actual frame doesn't look like that's pretty tiny. But, so I tacked it in, and then I didn't like it, so I went to pull it off and redo it, and I was like bending the bracket back and forward, and I can see the actual frame just like flexing like. So I grabbed some square tubing here, right here, and I drilled 2 holes here and 2 holes here, put the square tubing in, and then welded through the holes to the square tubing to reinforce this on the other side. And then I put the cap on there, so I tack welded the cap. And I got the bell cranks mocked up. Here, the car was initially on jack stands on the lower control arm. I put them on the frame now so that the suspension could be in full droop. And then, yeah, I got the bushings on there. And this is just mock-up hardware. I want to get NES bolts, have 2 threads showing, and get the shoulder length ordered to the 16th. And put the bell cranks on there, whatnot. Everything spins super smoothly, whatnot. And I need to take the upper control off. And this looks like it's gonna hit here, but if this is at full droop, this will only go up from here. So I think it's okay like that. And this can go down more. I need to, once I take this upper control off arm and put the tubular one, this support won't be here anymore. And then where the shot goes is where the push rod's gonna go, and I need to re-clearance that because it's gotta go in the center of right here. And so I need to make that hole a lot bigger for the push rod. The push rod, I got like extra heavy duty stuff. I think it's only like 1.5 inches in diameter though. But anywho, I actually looked at it. I only had this car for 2 months. I thought I had it for 3 months. But not bad progress for 3 months. There's a Hayabusa shock right there. Got the M10 fasteners in there. And I didn't tack up the actual shock bracket because I want it to be higher because I want that to be lower. So that's why I have it supported by the jack right now. But yeah, everything's coming together. It's gonna be the world's first front bell crank muscle car, and on a stock subframe at that. But we'll see if my welds hold up. I am not a welder. I'm just a dude. But yep. All right, so quick update. Yeah, as you can see, I got some Terpskis mounted up. Got some open birds. And I got my radiator support here. But, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to the other turbo style because I don't feel like redoing my intercooler piping. And these go right into the freaking radiator. I can mount it lower so it fits the hood, but then it really does go right into the radiator. Like this one's mounted lower, but you see, I mean, that kind of doesn't go through the radiator. I could probably like angle it down below this guy and then cut a hole in my shroud. It just feels kind of ghetto at that point. So I think I'm just gonna go back to the normal setup, or the old setup, not normal, there's something normal about it, and then notch that part of the fender so I can fit it, because these fenders got the mud on it. As you can see, they're basically toast. But anywho, so here is a suspension update. So I did indeed clearance this part of the frame for the push rod. I was gonna paint it, but I want to weld the inside of those, which I can't get. I tried making a ghetto stick welder out of my MIG welder, and I don't think it was pulling enough amperage. But so yeah, I threw out a bunch of welds there. I don't know if that's strong enough to actually hold because it sees 3 times the amount of weight that a normal spring would see. So if there's 700 pounds that's higher, you know, 1,000 pounds at the spring, and then with the motion ratio, that's 1,000 pounds here and 2,000 pounds here, which makes 3,000 pounds here. So 1,500 pounds per each weld. I don't know if that'll hold. And that's just static. Like when it actually bumps, it'll be a lot more. But yeah, so I have some pictures of actually my the new control arms, and they straddle that bell crank beautifully. And I tried the 275s. I measure everything up for the 275s. 275, 35, 18s, and it looks beautiful. That's what I wanted to run because I wanted the RT660s. I checked the KMT class, and it looks like everyone in the big events in the KMT class, they all run the A052 Yokohamas that wear out extremely quickly. And so I was like, fuck it, I might as well upgrade to those. And they don't make that size. They don't make a 275, 35, 18. They make a 265, 35, 18. But my wheel is an 18-inch wheel. Sorry, 18-inch wheel diameter, 10-inch wheel wide. And that's from inner bead seat to inner bead seat. And it was already looking like the inner fender lip, inner wheel lip might touch like the control arm or whatnot. And so I'm thinking about doing 295, 30, 18s for safety purposes. And I can roll these guys, honestly, again, like the other side, I don't care too much about these fenders. I wanted to get new ones. So if I have to roll this, plus the car is unpainted, I just want to run the car unpainted. There's so many people with these non-finished builds. I'd rather have an unpainted finished build than a car on paint jail. But yeah, so I had these tabs. I kind of welded in these tie-ins and whatnot and these supports here. And I still haven't ordered the NAS bolts. I've been slacking. I've been meaning to fix my winter truck that I got for free. The brakes on it. No bueno. I need to just bleed them, but I'm just extremely lazy with that. I love working on this. I don't love working on a daily, but I did the other side too, as you can see here. It took a good while. I measured, measure twice, cut once. And I wanted to make sure they were symmetrical, so I did that. And my laser cut parts are coming at the end of October. The end of October will be 6 months. So 3 things happening in the end of October. Wheels should be close to being finished. Drive shaft should be coming in. And the next set of laser cut parts for my front radiator support and for my seatbelt mounts and for stuff like that, fuel pump mounts, random miscellaneous stuff like that. They should be coming in, so that's pretty exciting. I also have camber shims I was going to get. These camber shims I think will help with my wheel clearance a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. 295, 30, 18 or 265, 35, 18. That's the 2 options I got. No one has ever run a 295 on a stock subframe Nova or Camaro. So this would definitely be a first. Although my subframe is stock, it's just modified. But yeah, I have a sway bar delete. I don't know if I believe in sway bars. I want to drive the car before I decide to do sway bar stuff. But yeah, that's my situation. But that's where it's at now. Enjoy.